Happy New Year and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Nolene Ebel Ame. We begin the broadcast by telling you that President Bola Tinubu has welcomed Nigerians to the year 2026 with renewed gratitude to God and confidence in the nation's collective resolve for a more prosperous new year for the citizens and all who call Nigeria home.
Bola Tinubu says the country recorded consistent quarterly GDP growth, with annual growth expected to exceed 4%. Trade surpluses were maintained, the exchange rate stabilized further, and inflation declined steadily to below 15% in line with government targets. He notes that Nigeria's stock market posted 48.12% gain in 2025, outperforming many global peers, while foreign reserves stood at $45.4 billion by the end of December, providing a buffer against external shocks. On investment confidence, the president said foreign direct investment rose significantly in the third quarter of 2025, reaching $720 million, a development he attributed to sound economic management and reforms affirmed by global credit rating agencies. Turning to fiscal discipline, President Tinubu recalled the presentation of the 2026 appropriation bill to the National Assembly, stressing that tax and budgetary reforms are aimed at long-term stability. He says efforts are ongoing to harmonize taxes across all tiers of government to reduce multiple taxation and ease the burden on citizens and businesses, while creating sustainable revenue for infrastructure and social investment. On security, the president acknowledged persistent threats from terrorists and criminal groups. He disclosed that in collaboration with international partners, decisive actions were taken against terrorist targets in parts of the Northwest late in December, with sustained military operations continuing across the Northwest and Northeast. He adds that in 2026, security agencies will deepen cooperation with regional and global partners while pushing for decentralized policing and regulated forest guards anchored on accountability. On inclusive growth, President Tinubu announced accelerated implementation of the Renewed Hope Word Development Program, targeting the empowerment of at least 10 million Nigerians across all wards of the Federation through agriculture, trade, mining, and local enterprise. He assures Nigerians that all ongoing infrastructure projects, including roads, power, rail, ports, healthcare, and education, will continue without interruption. The president urges Nigerians to remain united, patriotic, and committed to nation building, describing 2026 as a year of shared responsibility and renewed hope. He wishes Nigerians a peaceful, productive, and prosperous new year, while reaffirming his commitment to protecting lives, property, and the nation's territorial integrity.
Meanwhile, as part of a New Year celebration, the 23 Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Yola, has organized a party for children in the barracks. Renewable reports that the essence is to wine and dine with them in the spirit of the season.
Our children in the barracks in the mood of the New Year celebration, while some of their parents are on the front line to keep Nigeria as one indivisible nation. The 23 Brigade of the Nigerian Army Yola ensure their children have some sense of belonging, especially during the Christmas and New Year celebrations.
It still reminds me that children are still valued and are leaders of tomorrow in Nigeria and Adamawa State.
I feel very happy and excited.
You can see the atmosphere here. It has raised their morale and given them that sense of belonging, which is what we intend to achieve. And again, our troops in the front line, they are highly motivated by this gesture for their commander to take our time today to celebrate with their families while they are fighting in the front lines.
The acting commander, Sector 4 of the Operation Hadinkai, Brigadier General Amechi Agu says, The new year comes with new hope on the counterinsurgency operations in the northeast.
To sustain the operational tempo within my area of responsibility in order to defeat the terrorists and other criminal elements, so as to achieve total normalcy within the country.
In Yola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
In other news, the federal government is projecting robust investment in renewable energy in 2026 so as to consolidate on the milestones recorded and increase access to clean and reliable power supply in the country. Director General of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, Dr. Mustapha Abdullahi, in a statement acknowledges the support of President Bola Tinubu in accelerating the implementation of energy reforms, which has catalyzed investment in the renewable energy subsector, thereby positioning Nigeria strategically as the renewable energy hub of Africa. He says the federal government is committed to tackle challenges of power supply with renewable energy identified and adopted as an alternative source of supply, especially for unserved and underserved communities. With the Energy Commission of Nigeria as the implementing agency for the renewed Hope Solarization Program and other interventions to achieve energy efficiency, the DG restates the commitment of ECN to unblock opportunities in the renewable energy value chain for job creation, sustainable development, and improved energy access for all. The DG of the Energy Commission of Nigeria assures that more communities have been mapped out for solar connection. To the courts now, the Federal High Court Abuja Division has adjourned to 7th of January 2026 to rule on the bail application filed by former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami SAN, and 2 others. Malami is standing trial alongside 2 others for alleged money laundering and illicit possession of assets valued at more than 8 billion naira. After hearing both parties, the court adjourned the case to Wednesday next week to rule on the bail application. Meanwhile, Justice Nwite has granted bail to the Bauchi State Finance Commissioner, Yakubu Adamu. The defendant, along with one Ayab Agro Products Company, face charges of alleged conspiracy and laundering of 4.65 billion naira. He pleads not guilty to the charge. The court granted him bail of 500 million naira and 2 sureties who must provide landed property in Gwarimpa, Maitama, or Asokoro, Abuja. The defendant is to remain in Kuje Correctional Custody till his bail is perfected. The matter is adjourned to 23rd January 2026 for continuation of trial. Now, imagine the nostalgic feeling of coming face to face with those good old days of communal living, a time when an entire community shared life in common, bound together as one big family. These are the memories beautifully captured by Momso Demian Eti during the Christmas celebration, where the warmth of human connection is rekindled, nurturing a deep sense of belonging, empathy, and peace.
As it is with all religious festivities, Christmas carries with it a magic that unites hearts. From the small community of Pigba in the Apo area of Abuja and other parts of the FCT, emerge unforgettable moments. The Chief's Palace is my first port of call, a large compound where the village head lives with his wives and children. Alongside his siblings, their wives and children also, a true reflection of extended family living. Preparations are in full swing. Pots simmer over open fires. Children rush to get ready for church service, while others go about their neighborhood routines with calm familiarity. The Zakoyi's large extended family gathers around a common pot of rice and stew, where every member comes forward to receive their portion. Wow! They have chosen to enjoy their Christmas meal before church service, it seems. Thereafter, I decided to fully immerse myself in the pulse of the community.
It's Christmas, so we have to celebrate.
And here is Mr. Kefus, carefully supervising his boys to ensure the festive rice is prepared just right.
My wife has traveled. I'm just here around to check what my children are doing to ensure that they have what to eat today, share for other people. And
truly, if you want to understand the meaning of communal living, then come to Pigba.
Like this season, I don't like cooking because of work. Here, I can meet my neighbor. I'm hungry. She will say, okay, go to my pot, go and take what you want to eat.
I moved to the city center. You may call that an urban settlement. Curious to see if this spirit still exists. I was not disappointed. I found this young lady, Lady Apua, and her family doing the very same thing.
Well, in the spirit of Christmas, I came to my mommy's house to collect this rice and chicken. And I refused to cook in my house today because I have a mommy here and she has given me the best of Christmas.
Michael and Favor caught my attention.
It's the only time where I forget day. I only know the date. It's always special, it's always fun.
Christmas is a family time. It's a time you share, you show love to people around you.
In this setting, everyone is their brother's keeper. No walls separating hearts.
I'm overwhelmed for seeing my children, my grandchildren.
Can you imagine replicating and adopting this simple communal lifestyle on a larger scale across Nigeria?
Christmas, everyone!
What do you think? Momso Damien Ati.
Away from Christmas celebrations to New Year now, as Nigerians step into 2026, there is a renewed sense of hope shaped by lessons from the past and expectations for a better future. Many believe the new year presents an opportunity for more progress, stronger governance, and a more secured and prosperous nation. Some residents of Akure, Ondo State, spoke with Abiola Ario on their expectations and hopes for the new year.
It is often said that setting goals for a new year requires clarity, careful planning, and discipline. But beyond individual aspirations, expectations from the government remain high as the new year begins. While some residents commended the present administration for its efforts towards economic stability in the outgone year, some believe more still needs to be done in the months ahead.
So the economy has already stabilized. So what we now need to see is that we see some growth in some of our sectors.
From the citizens, I expected that they should cooperate more with the government, expected that they should, in terms of contributing their quota to the development of this country.
According to them, improved security remains our top priority, noting that a safer environment will make the country a better place to live and do business. They also emphasized the importance of setting clear personal goals and staying focused, stressing that discipline and consistency are key to achieving success in the new year, both as a nation and individuals. In Akure, Abiola Ario, NTA News.
Still staying with Abiola Ario in Akure, she is joining us live now to speak further on this. Abiola, can you hear me? How hopeful is the year 2026 for Akure residents?
Residents of Akure, the Ondo State capital, are full of gratitude as they welcome the year 2026. Many say they are thankful to God for the gift of life and for the opportunity to begin a new year with renewed optimism. They commend the reforms implemented in 2025 by President Bola Tinubu, noting that these measures contributed to improved economic stability and offered some relief to households and businesses. Encouraged by these gains, residents are confident that the new year will bring even greater progress. They express hope that sustained efforts will further strengthen key sectors such as education, security, agriculture, and healthcare, which they believe are vital to economic growth and overall national development.
All right, very well. Abiola Rio, thank you for your contribution from Akure. And now from Akure, we take you to Lagos, where Adejoke Odeka is in our Lagos studio to present more news for us on Nationwide. Over to you, Adejoke.
And welcome to Lagos. In a bid to strengthen environmental cleanliness and protect public health, the Lagos State government has disclosed plans to reintroduce monthly environmental sanitation exercise. The initiative reflects the government's renewed commitment to effective waste management and a cleaner, healthier environment for residents. The Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Environment, has continued to drive improvements in environmental sanitation across the state as part of renewed effort to ensure a cleaner, safer, and flood-free Lagos. The government is considering reintroduction of the suspended monthly environmental sanitation exercise, reaffirming its commitment to responsible waste management and public health.
Those people cleaning on the roadside, they are really trying their best. But we in Lagos State, we are not helping them.
To my own knowledge, I feel probably the market sellers, they are not doing enough. They are not playing their own part in trying to make the community clean.
The exercise is aimed at curbing improper waste disposal and clearing blocked drainages. Many have welcomed the initiative, calling for consistent enforcement to achieve a cleaner Lagos.
If government can do that for us too, it's good. Maybe they should bring it back so we can, everything will be clean, because there's some areas that are very dirty.
If they use it for recycling, they collect the waste and recycle, they orientate people about separation of waste, like that of plastic, the PET bottles especially. You collect your waste, they give you stipend, they recycle. Wood waste, they give you stipend, you recycle. Food waste, same way. You will see there'll be no, the state will be clean, it will be healthy, and we are going to get value for our waste.
Residents in the state say that the reintroduction of the monthly environmental sanitation exercise will highlight Lagos State's commitment to improving hygiene and environmental management while encouraging each other to take responsibility for proper waste disposal. Away from that, the New Year season offers a holiday period for many to take a break from the usual hustle, which Lagos is known for. Amaka will visited a section of the Balogun market to assess the state of commercial activities 9 days after the fire incident that engulfed the 25-story building on Martin Street, Lagos Island.
These traders were seen carrying out business transactions on New Year's Day, describing the fire incident of 24th December that razed the 25-story Great Nigeria Insurance building as an unfortunate occurrence. Some of them say the disaster has not deterred them from earning a living for survival.
Since it happened on the 24th, so since then we are unable to sell the market. So it was only the one we were able to carry. So we have to sell it down till they gave us that we should start shading back.
Yes, even as we are selling, we are still celebrating New Year because we are alive to make it, to cross over. Yes, and the reason why majority is here is that because of the fire got burned and they see this place, 99 couldn't sell their goods. So we are here, so majority did not come out. So the small space that you see, you display your market and sell and go home. It was on 24th that this thing happened. We all are there selling markets. In the afternoon it happened. 99 that stuck in there did not know they would not make it to 25th. But the grace of God just keep us.
Meanwhile, search, rescue and recovery are still ongoing at the scene of the fire incident. Both the traders and families of victims said to be trapped under the rubble are calling on the relevant authorities to do more to help rescue those trapped and recover bodies of victims. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Enugu after the break.
It's nationwide. Glad to have you join us in Enugu. Governor Peter Mba has held a strategic closed-door meeting with some prominent Igbo leaders to discuss the position of Igbos in Nigeria's political arrangement. Chika Ugu reports that the meeting held in Amechi, Okunanu, Enugu had in attendance the former governor of Old Anambra State, Senator Jim Nwobodo, and Senator Ojuzo Kano.
As political alignments and realignments continue ahead of 2027 general elections, the closed-door meeting is part of renewed efforts by Southeast leaders to forge a united front and reposition Igbos effectively in Nigeria's political equation. Briefing journalists at the end of the meeting, elder statesman Jim Nwobodo said the consultative and reflective engagement was driven by the desire to end ambiguity surrounding the place of the Igbos in national affairs, stressing that the Igbos must have a clearly defined and respected place in the country's power structure.
Let the former governors and the present governors of the Igbo stock meet and take a decision. We don't want any photographic information. We want to know what the people have for Igbos, and we will get it this time.
The political leaders emphasized the need for unity, identifying internal division as a major weapon that can weaken the region's influence at the national level.
We recognize that as people of Igbo, we must not do anything that would create division. That there is need for us not to be fragmented.
It's no longer an option. It's a requirement to the Igbos if we really want to go forward. So we have discussed and we will try to further that discussion.
They, however, noted that the conversation will be expanded to include other leaders to ensure that the Igbos remain relevant and strategically positioned in Nigeria's political space. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Enugu Operations Office, has organized a direct distribution of relief materials to persons and communities affected by erosion disaster and unknown gunmen attacks in communities under Agwata Federal Constituency, Anambra State. Chinyerefesi Okoye has the details.
I'm here presenting these relief items meant for the erosion menace to Honorable Engineer Dom Okafor for onward distribution to those that are directly affected.
The relief items include 300 bags of 25 kg rice, 300 bags of 25 kg gari, 300 cartons of spaghetti, 30 cartons of seasoning cubes, 30 cartons of vegetable oil, and 30 bags of iodized salt.
It's not a replacement. They should take it, they should understand that the federal government cares.
What you can see here is the outcome of the motion I moved in 2023 on emergency urgent public importance on the floor of our house. The federal government should come to the aid of my people, because Agwata Federal Constituency is like the headquarters of erosion, headquarters of ecological problems in Nigeria.
By providing all these things I'm seeing here today, in fact, I'm very, very happy.
The over 300 households who benefited from this palliative cut across victims of erosion menace and other disasters in Agwata Federal Constituency.
We are actually pleased and appreciate that gesture and pray God that it will continue.
Happy that at least the federal government remembered us upon all what we passed through.
It is worthy of note that this is in line with the slogan of NEMA, for the sake of the distressed, in Ibuku, Agwata local government area of Anambra State. Chinyerefesi Okoye.
That report concludes our package from Enugu Network Center. Let's now return you to Nolene Ebel in Abuja for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Nolene.
Hi, Comfort Ayim. Thank you very much for your contribution from Enugu Network Center. All right, let's take you to Jos now, where Plateau State government has offered scholarship to 200 students to study science-related courses at Sanskaram University in India. Indian Andia Bagyang reports.
During a brief send-off ceremony for the students, Governor Mutfwang advised them to be worthy ambassadors of the state and acquire knowledge that will drive innovation and transformation back home. The governor further charged them to respect the culture of their host country and shun biases.
I have thoroughly investigated the process, and I want you to know that first of all, everyone who is included in this scholarship scheme is first of all because he has a foundation, he or she has a foundation of hard work and excellence.
Commissioner for Education, Dr. Kachalam Gang, commended government for the great initiative while urging the students to acquire skills, ideas, and values that will contribute to development.
We sincerely appreciate His Excellency, Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, for his vision and interest in human capital development in Plateau State and in his passion in seeing to the development of our young minds. This huge sacrifice, sir, will not go unrewarded.
One of the parents of the student, Hope Fabong, expressed excitement for the support and pledged that the students will make the state proud. In Jos, Indian and Abuja, NTA News.
We still have Indian and Abuja in Jos to give us insight into the Mutfwang Legacy Scholarship Scheme. Indian, are you on the line?
Yes, thank you for joining Jos, and Happy New Year. The scholarship, which began around September 2025, had 600 students apply for it. Out of the number, 200 qualified. The scholarship for these 200 students to study at the Sanskaram University, India, could be described as an early New Year gift to the students and their family. It is also a very historic moment for the state because it is the first time in decades that the state is sponsoring up to 200 students to study abroad at a go. The process was intense as the selection was strictly based on merit. No quota system was used. No catchment area was used. Once you are from the state, you are qualified, and with the independent supervision of the process by the Sanskaram University, India. Apart from the cognitive test that was done, undertaken by the students, they were also made to undergo drug tests. Those that tested positive to drugs were disqualified. The students are expected to leave soon to pursue their academics, which is expected to last for about 4 years. The scholarship covers a wide range of courses from medical sciences, engineering, and information communication technology, among other science courses. For Governor Mutfwang, like you heard in the report, it is a strategic investment in human capital development towards equipping the youth with relevant skills that will make them globally competitive. And apart from this scholarship, the state government has also introduced an education sector reform in the 2026 budget and a special research fund for Plateau citizens in tertiary institution and the expansion of postgraduate courses at the state-owned university. Back to the studio.
Very well, India Bagan. Thank you so much for speaking to us on the move by the governor of Plateau State, of course, to sponsor some students on scholarship to India. Thank you. 10 days after the collapse of the 22-story building of the Great Nigeria House along the marina in Lagos, eyewitness accounts say people are still trapped under the rubble, right inside the basement of the building. Correspondent Ilyasu Aliyakubu reports that major evacuation operations are yet to commence.
Studio.
We are still at the scene of the building collapse here in Marina, Lagos State. The area is still being raged by fire. So far, 6 bodies have been recovered, and several others have also been rescued alive. As you may have observed, some of the surrounding areas of the collapsed building, collapse and destroy some of the houses around the area. And of course, information, reaching us indicates that there are people under the rubble of this collapse, including the basement here in this place. But the challenge, however, is this building you see standing is likely to prevent any kind of operation that may take place. I mean, evacuating, some of the rubble around before some of these people under here can be taken out. And of course, doing that, the standing building may likely, collapse. And the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, including other intervening agencies, are considering, using a dynamite, possibly, to raise down this building before the rescue of or before the operation of evacuation can commence. We are here with the Director of Search and Rescue of NEMA, Commander Usman Bature, who is going to give us, some insight to what this operation will look like.
Yesterday, we are here on the directive of the Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, Haja Zubeda Umar, to further reinforce the existing search and rescue exercise going on here. In doing that, we have to leverage on what is on ground. You can see the Federal Fire Service, they are here. The Operation Office of Lagos Operation Office of NEMA, they are here. LASEMA, they are here, and other stakeholders, they are all here. We are putting heads together to ensure that this exercise, this recovery phase of the exercise is brought to an end.
The position of the fire service is for we to make sure we extinguish the fire in case if there is anybody trapped, we should be able to rescue that person. And that is what we have been doing since last week, not even yesterday. So since last week, Wednesday, we have been on this issue, and we are still on to make sure things bring to normal.
Our correspondent Ilyas Ali Akubu there, and we pray that the rescue operations will be successfully carried out for the people under the basement. The Federal Fire Service entered the new year on full operational alert, responding to multiple fire incidents across the country within the first hours of 2026. In a statement, the Service Public Relations Officer, Paul Abraham, says the swift response follows a December directive by the Controller General, Samuel Olumude, placing all firefighters on duty throughout the festive period. In Abuja, firefighters responded at about 23 minutes past midnight to a fire outbreak at Cake Hut restaurant in Wuse. The fire was contained through joint efforts with the FCT Fire Service, with no casualties recorded. Property valued at about 1.5 billion naira was saved, while losses were estimated at 500 million naira. Preliminary findings links the incident to objects thrown during New Year celebrations, reinforcing warnings against fireworks and open flames during the Harmattan season. The service also confirms fire incidents in Lagos, Imo, Gombe, Kwara, and other states. In Yenagua, a presidential fire claimed the life of an 11-year-old child, with investigations pointing to an unattended candle. The Controller General commiserates with affected families and again urges Nigerians to avoid fireworks and candles indoors, unplug electrical appliances when not in use, and report fires promptly to the nearest fire station. We shall now be taking you to our Kaduna Network Center, where Muhammad Umar Ajingi is standing by to give us more reports from that end. Hello, Umar Ajingi. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you for joining us in Kaduna, Nolin, and Happy New Year. In a city that never slows down, like Kaduna, where traffic fills the air from dawn till dusk, every vehicle tells a story as it navigates the busy roads. Yet beyond the engines and headlights lies a silent identity carried by every car, the plate number, often seen but rarely understood. What information does it hold? Our correspondent takes us into the world of plate numbers here in Kaduna. In Kaduna metropolis, the sound of engines and spinning tires have become a daily routine to the human ear. A familiar orchestral movement, hustle and endless traffic. Yet in the middle of this busy symphony, there is something most drivers cruise around with every day without truly understanding. Curious. Our crew hit the street approaching motorists as they navigate their routine. The question was simple. Do you know what the codes and symbols on your plate number actually mean?
Yes, I know my plate numbers. What is written on the plate number? There are some alphabets, left and right, and there are numbers at the middle.
These surprising revelations took our lines to the Federal Road Safety Corps, the custodians of Nigeria's vehicle identification system. Here, officials emphasize that every plate number carries its own story.
All number plate has the state on top. It contains the local government area council of the registration of the car. Let me show you an example. It will make it very easy for anybody to understand when you hold this. First, there is Kaduna State. Anybody looking at this number, he knows this number belongs to state of Kaduna. And you discover this is DKA, that is Kaduna North Local Government. This is a code number. Then this other numbers is the number, is your personal number. Because you can share Kaduna with somebody, you can share DKA with somebody, but you cannot share this one with any other person.
To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Motorists should take time to understand their vehicle plates, as knowledge is power in promoting safer roads and better accountability. Stakeholders at Kano Gender Justice Summit have renewed calls for the speedy domestication of the violence against persons prohibition law in the state. The summit, held beyond the 16 days of activism, also highlighted the need for specialized gender-based violence courts, expanded referral centers, and credible medical reporting to ensure justice for survivors of gender-based violence. Aisha Wali reports.
Yahaya A. Yahaya is representing persons with disabilities at the Kano Gender Justice Summit, where stakeholders emphasized that gender-based violence goes beyond sexual abuse to include social media bullying, stalking, emotional and physical abuse affecting both genders. Stakeholders at the summit spotlighted Kano State, noting that more than 10 years after Nigeria enacted the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law, VAP, Kano is yet to domesticate it. With a population of more than 16 million and only one referral center, the facility remains overstretched.
You know, Kano is always very saturated, so the justice system is very slow, and sometimes we have challenges of survivors leaving, backing out, stigmatization, intimidation. There's community collaboration to just silence the survivors.
Amid rising cases of gender-based violence on the street and in the digital space, partners agreed that the summit serves as a strong call to action for all stakeholders.
The courts as well are fully hijacked with cases. So having these specialized courts to handle these cases will as well accelerate the process.
The moment you think certain gender has to behave in certain way in your own understanding, the violence has already started.
Drawing from statistics provided by the Kano Hizba Command, the state government says it is time to take decisive action against gender-based violence.
Let me use this opportunity to brief the audience on the report received within only 1 week. Hizba received matrimonial disputes 49 matrimonial disputes.
So we need a lot of you. CSOs, our governor is ready for any collaboration.
Through various sessions aimed at enlightening participants alongside a community declaration on protection and justice, speakers expressed confidence that GBV cases will be handled more discreetly, while increased attention and budgeting should be directed towards all forms of gender-based violence beyond sexual abuse, as well as strengthening response mechanisms. In Kano, Aisha Uba Ali, NTA News.
That's our contributions from this end. Nationwide continues in our Port Harcourt.
Good evening and welcome to Port Harcourt. The new year 2026 comes with renewed promise of economic progress and good fortunes for residents in Rivers State, as Governor Siminalayi Fubara affirms his administration's resolve to build genuine service to accelerate development in the state. Governor Fubara stressed the point in his New Year message at a service held in Government House Chapel of Everlasting Grace, Port Harcourt. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
It was a service of praise, worship, and prayers where Governor Fubara, the State Deputy Governor, Professor Ngozi Odu, and other stakeholders tarried to usher in the year 2026. These loud fireworks and bright lights symbolize an end to darkness, fear, and negative energies associated with the past year, which have been dispelled. Governor Fubara entered year 2026 with strong faith in God and with a renewed commitment to ensure good governance without distraction. The governor, who reflected on the past 2 years of his administration marked by intense political challenges, is confident of a brighter year ahead.
The 2 years or more of this, our turbulent governance that has affected our expectation of development in our dear states. That notwithstanding, there are lots that we have also achieved even in the face of this crisis.
He is also confident in the country's political future, with hope that President Bola Tinubu would emerge victorious in the 2027 presidential election. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
It is unusual to get rainfall early in the year. The rainfall on January 1st, 2026 has continued to generate reactions across Port Harcourt with differing interpretations of the unusual weather from various quarters. Ostinachi Samuel reports.
While some residents attribute the New Year rainfall to climate change and shifting weather patterns, others describe it as an act of God, symbolically preparing the land for our bumper harvest in the year ahead.
The hue and cry about climate change is what is coming to bear on our land. You see, when people say there is climate change, a lot of things happening. By this time, previously, you discover that you see Harmattan, people cannot come out. But what is happening today? Harmattan is far gone.
I see it as a blessing. I'm a businessman, also a farmer. I own an okra farm. And when it rained, I think on 25th and yesterday, to me it was a blessing.
This rain that fell in Rivers State, I believe it will shower in peace politically, to shower in peace economically, to bring in peace for our financial growth.
In parts of Port Harcourt, particularly the Eleleon axis, the rain led to localized flooding, raising renewed concerns about drainage infrastructure and urban planning. Experts say preventing future flooding will require a joint effort.
The government generally at all levels should know that when it comes to climate change, it is surrounded by uncertainty. And this uncertainty has to be mitigated.
If we cooperate with, for instance, the Ministry of Environment with respect to cultivating our bushes, you know what forests and bushes do to an environment. They protect the environment.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NEMA, in an online publication says the rainfall is consistent with the changing climate conditions, noting that the variations in rainfall timing and intensity are becoming more frequent due to global climate shifts. The agency, however, advises residents to expect more regular weather patterns in the coming months. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, NTA News.
And those are the reports from Port Harcourt. Is now back to Nolin in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Very well, Jenny Basi. Thank you so much. Up next is Sports Update with Enejo Adiku as our guide.
8 teams were sent packing from group matches at the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco, while 16 teams were able to qualify for the second round. The top 2 teams from each group plus the 3 best third-place nations comprise the 16 sides which enter the knockout stage. Mali to face Tunisia. Morocco will have to find a way around technically gifted Tanzania, while the Desert Foxes of Algeria will battle with the hard-fighting Democratic Republic of Congo. The Pharaohs of Egypt to keep a date with silky Benin Republic side. Senegal will look for how to go past high-flying Sudan. Nigeria will play Mozambique. South Africa's hope looks bleak with the indomitable Lions of Cameroon standing in their way, while Burkina Faso square up against the Elephant of Cote d'Ivoire.
Hoping that Super Eagles can at least win convincingly this time. Mozambique are a stubborn side, if I may say, but I'm expecting the Super Eagles to win, and it should be a convincing win so that we can pass a message across to Congo or Algeria, which we might be meeting next in the quarterfinals if we scale the hurdle of the Mozambican national team.
Now to pro wrestling. The maiden edition of the Big C Professional Wrestling Championship has held in Agulu, Anyocha local government area of Anambra State. The event was organized by the national patron Joachim Afojama with the aim of showcasing professional wrestlers while inspiring amateur wrestlers in the community to go into professional wrestling. It featured 5 interesting bouts, which include 1 female fight. With sports update and Ojo Adiku.
And that concludes Nationwide today. Thank you so much for watching. I am Nolin Ebel Ame. Happy New Year.
This year, Nigeria watched. Nigeria listened. Nigeria partnered.
From Ariwa to the coast, west to east, one screen, one signal, one nation.
To our viewers, Mungode, thank you for